All right, so we're gonna work on this substitution method one more time, at least for now. The idea today is I'll show you one more problem. You're gonna do a problem with a partner, and then I want you to get a problem correct. So I'm gonna show you how to do the together problem, or perhaps you already tried it and you're just kind of checking your answer. So this is a system, even if it doesn't have the little bracket around it, it's still a system. We're trying to use a substitution method. One of these equations we can solve easily for x, y, or z. Do you see it? Do you see it? Yeah, it's this y right here. Let's solve that equation for y since it's already kind of by itself. All I got to do is add 2x to the other side, subtract 3z, and 13 still over there. Now, you're going to want to substitute. That's right. You're going to substitute twice. So we're going to substitute very carefully for this blue y and for this blue y. Very carefully, right? So do you want to call this equation A, B, C? I am. So we're going to plug C into A. That means that I have a 4x minus a 3. Here we go. We're going to very carefully substitute 2x minus 3z plus 13. And then I still have the 5z and the negative 19. Now, here's where we want to be careful with this substitution, right? You have to distribute a negative 3. You have to distribute a negative 3. Let's do it. We end up with negative 6x. We end up with positive 9z. We end up with negative 39. Still have the 5z, still have the negative 19. Now the x's are similar. They go together to be negative 2x. The z's are similar or like each other. So we add the z's to be 14z's. And then you're just going to add 39 over here. Add that very carefully. I believe we get 20. Now save this equation. Save it, not for a rainy day, but save it for just a step from now. We have to substitute twice. So we're going to plug C. Remember, C is this equation. We're going to plug C into B. C into B. Ready? C into B means that we're going to have, well, we're still going to have a 3x, but a minus sign, and here comes y, which was 2x minus 3z plus 13. I still have my minus 8z and equaling negative 21. Okay, the thing about this problem is that once again, we have a negative sign in front of these parentheses. It needs to be distributed. You have to be careful about that. So now we kind of switch the sign, if you will, on everything in the parentheses. Negative 2x, positive 3z, minus 13. Still have the 8z minus 21. Add your like terms, add these x's, you get x. Add the z's. Of course, one of them's negative, but we're going to get negative 5z. And let's get this negative 13 over here, just add it over, and that should be coming out to be negative 8. Save that equation for now, because right now we have a new system, right? We have a new system that's made up of two smaller equations. The negative 2x plus 14z equals 20, the one that I had up here, and the one that I just got, x minus 5z equals negative 8. This is a new system, it's a simpler system, and it's time to do this again. To do what? To do the substitution method. So most likely you're going to solve for x. It's the easiest one to solve for. And then we got to take this x, of course, and we have to substitute it in here for this x. Let's do it. We get negative 2. Substituted with the 5z minus 8. Still have a 14z and a 20. Now, look what's happened. You have one equation with one variable. That's kind of always the goal. One equation with one variable. You're almost home free. I'm almost out of space too. But if we solve this, I believe we get a 4z equals 4, so z equals 1. Now once you know z equals 1, we can keep substituting back into that equation. We get 5 minus 8, so we get -3. And if if z is 1 and x is -3, just plug those back in, most likely to this very top equation, and you get your y value. Again, we're going to plug, We're going to plug -3 in here for x. We're going to plug 1 in for z. That's -6 minus 3 plus 13. Do that math carefully, you get y equals 4. Now remember, this is an ordered triple. That is the x of -3, the y of 4, and the z of 1. It's an ordered triple, so we will write it in together. We just did that problem together. Now, you may do this problem with a partner. You may certainly talk to somebody. Oh, look, one of the equations already has 2 variables. Which variable is missing? It's the y variable. That means you want to solve one of these equations up here for y because you want to substitute y. Again, solve one of those equations for y because we want y to disappear so we can have another equation that matches with this one, and you'll be ready to go with your 2 equations and 2 variables. But I want you to do this one with a partner, and then the problem on the back, that's the one that you're going to do as your little check.